Welcome back, ghost hunters and language learners, to Spooky English. I'm your host, Jake.
And I'm Lauren. This is episode 9, and today we are exploring a very popular topic in the world of the supernatural.
That's right. We are talking about famous haunted hospitals in America. These are places with dark histories, full of pain and sadness, places where spirits might remain.
Or they are just old, creepy buildings with interesting stories. I am a skeptic, which means I need proof before I believe in ghosts.
And I am a believer. I think there are things in this world we can't explain. So let's see if I can convince you today, Lauren. Our first stop is one of the most famous haunted locations in the world, Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Okay, I'll start with the facts. Waverly Hills is in Louisville, Kentucky. It opened in the early 1900s as a hospital, or sanatorium, for patients with tuberculosis.
Right, and tuberculosis was a terrible, deadly disease back then. Thousands of people died at Waverly Hills. The hospital was a place of great suffering. That kind of powerful emotion can leave an echo, a spiritual energy.
It was certainly a sad place. What's one of the most famous legends, Jake?
Let's start with the body chute. It's a long, dark tunnel, about 500 feet long. They say it was used to transport the bodies of dead patients out of the hospital secretly, so the living patients would not see how many people were dying.
Right, the creepy tunnel.
Visitors today say they hear voices and see strange shadows moving in that tunnel. They feel a deep cold and a sense of sadness. It's a very active paranormal spot.
Well, a long, dark underground tunnel is naturally scary, and historical records show it was mainly used to transport supplies. The spooky story is more exciting, but maybe not the whole truth.
Maybe not, but there are other stories. What about the ghost of a young boy named Timmy? Many visitors and ghost hunters have reported seeing him. They say he likes to play. People will roll a ball down an empty hallway, and sometimes the ball rolls back.
A ball rolling back? Okay, but many old buildings have floors that are not perfectly flat. A ball could easily roll back on its own because of a slope in the floor.
It's possible, but so many people also report seeing shadow people. These are not full ghosts, but dark, human-shaped figures that move very quickly down the hallways or in the corners of rooms. When you turn to look directly at them, they disappear.
Our eyes can play tricks on us, especially in low light. Our peripheral vision, what we see out of the corner of our eye, is not very detailed. It's very easy to mistake a shadow or a reflection for a moving figure.
Okay, but the most famous story is from room 502. They say a nurse died in that room. Some say she took her own life. People who visit room 502 report hearing a woman's voice telling them to get out.
Again, that's a powerful legend, but there are no official records of this nurse's death. When people expect to hear a voice, they might misinterpret a sound, like the wind, and believe they heard words.
I don't think so. Ghost hunters on TV have recorded those voices. They call it EVP, or electronic voice phenomena. They ask questions and get direct answers on their audio recorders.
And audio experts often say it's just random noise that our brains try to turn into words. It's like seeing a face in the clouds. It's not real proof for me, Jake.
Fine, let's move on. Maybe our next location will change your mind. We are traveling to Pennsylvania, to the Pennhurst State School and Hospital, also known as Pennhurst Asylum.
This is another place with a truly sad history. Pennhurst was not for the physically sick. It opened in 1908 as a place for people with mental and physical disabilities.
And it became a place of nightmares. The asylum was terribly overcrowded.
The patients were often neglected and abused. The stories about what happened there are truly horrific.
Yes, in the 1960s, a news report showed the terrible conditions inside, and it shocked the country. Penhurst was eventually closed in 1987.
And ever since it closed, people say it's haunted. With so much pain in one place, how could it not be? A lot of activity is reported in the Mayflower building. Investigators say they've been pushed, scratched, and had objects thrown at them there.
Pushed and scratched? That is a very serious claim.
It is. They also hear screams and crying in the empty hallways. There are popular videos online where investigators capture an EVP of a child's voice clearly saying, "Go away."
It's easy to edit audio and video to make it seem scary, and there's a scientific phenomenon that could explain the feeling people get in these places: infrasound.
Infrasound? What's that?
It's a very low-frequency sound that humans can't hear, but we can feel it. It can be caused by wind blowing through the broken windows and long corridors of an old building like Penhurst. Studies show that infrasound can make people feel nervous, scared, and can even cause them to see things that aren't there.
So you're saying it's all just the wind? But empathy and wind don't throw a rock across a room, Lauren.
No, but old buildings make strange noises. Things fall because the building is decaying. Plus, what bothers me about Penhurst is that it's now a commercial haunted attraction. They have actors and special effects to scare people for Halloween.
I agree, that feels wrong, disrespectful to the real suffering that happened. But maybe all that noise and activity makes the real spirits angry. Maybe that's why the paranormal activity there is so intense.
Exactly. The commercialization makes all the evidence from Penhurst unreliable. It's a sad history, but for me, it is not convincing proof of ghosts.
Well, it seems I haven't convinced you today. But whether you're a believer like me,
Or a skeptic like me, you have to agree that the stories of these places are fascinating, and they tell us a lot about history.
I completely agree. And they are great places to learn some spooky new English vocabulary.
That's true. We used words like sanatorium, skeptic, supernatural, and apparition today. Make sure to look them up to help your studies.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Spooky English. Like and subscribe for more content.
And be sure to check out our previous 8 episodes. We'll be back soon with another spooky story to help you learn English. Stay safe.
And don't forget to check under the bed. Goodbye for now.